Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Asia binti Jamion. Thank you to our supervisor, Dr. Muhammad Hariri, and our panel, Puan Ratna, for listening my presentation. Today I will present about the crowdfunding acceptance among public in Malaysia. There are three problem statements. First is the acceptance rate of crowdfunding is low and trustworthiness of the crowdfunding platform is not visible, said by Nadir et al. 2020. Because something from website platform is the intangible rather than tangible. Second, Oni and Renault 2016 highlight that once an idea has been posted on a crowdfunding platform, the entire world can see it, and the idea could also be copied and implemented by other entrepreneurs. This means that people try to copy originality of the project and make as their own. Third, Ardern 2019 states that there are many potential issues in crowdfunding, and one of it is risk of scammer and lack of trust because there is bad seed in every group. Even though some websites have rigorous screening process, a scammer may slip through without notice. There are three about objectives of research, but I will talk about research question first. First is, what are the relationships between acceptance determinants of crowdfunding and acceptance of usage among public in Malaysia? Second, how to examine the determinant of crowdfunding acceptance among public in Malaysia using exploratory factor analysis, which is called EFA. Third, how to find the most significant determinant of crowdfunding acceptance among public in Malaysia. Next is about research objective. First is to investigate the relationship between acceptance determinants of crowdfunding and acceptance uses among public in Malaysia. Second, to examine the determinants of crowdfunding acceptance among public in Malaysia using EFA. Third, to find the most significant determinant of crowdfunding acceptance among public in Malaysia. This is conceptual framework from utility model. There are four independent variables, which is trustworthiness, social influence, performance expectancy, and effort expectancy. Additionally, for dependent variable, there is one, which is determinant of crowdfunding acceptance among public in Malaysia. From the data collection, there are 389 respondents. Quantitative method used by researchers because the questionnaire are distributed via online survey platforms such as Google Mail, WhatsApp, Facebook, and others. The great advantage using digital media as the survey platform because there is no need interviews and it will reduce the cost. Other than that, it's convenient the respondents to answer the survey. The most highest respondent is female, which is 2.1, and the most highest education is the answer the survey is in degree and bachelor. The most age that answered the survey is 20 to 39 years old. The most willingness price they want to donate is RM1 ringgit until to 100 ringgit. There are 216 respondents that have experience using crowdfunding. Data analysis for normality test. From the table normality of data, there are dependent and independent variables. From the researcher used the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test because it's more suitable for the research because the sample size was 389, which is greater than 50. The significant value of trustworthiness. social influence, performance expectancy, effort expectancy, and acceptance crowdfunding in the Kolmogorov test were 0.00, which is below 0.5. If the data are below from 0.05, the data significantly deviate from a normal distribution. Therefore, the research has concluded that the variables were not normally distributed. There are two types of descriptive analysis, which is independent variable and dependent variable. As displayed in the table of trustworthiness, social influence, and performance expectancy, researchers can be conclude that the most of the respondents agree with the item in the each factor. Same for the effort expectancy, the respondents mostly agree with the statement in the item. And finally, for the acceptance, the value range is from the 3.94 until 4.17, which implies respondents agree with the statement in all items. Next is Spearman correlation coefficient. The table shows the Spearman correlation coefficient value between all independent variables with dependent variables of this research. The results show four factors have positive and significant relationship with the acceptance to use crowdfunding, which is p below 0.01. If, for example, effort expectancy has strong positive and significant relationship with the crowdfunding acceptance, P below 0.01 or equal 0.699. Factor analysis use the exploratory factor analysis EFA. Based on table, it shows that the value of the KNA for determinant of crowdfunding acceptance was 0.9, which is greater compared to the threshold value, which is 0.5 set by Zhou et al. 2016. Meanwhile, for Butler test, indicate significant as the value of the chi-square plus 3679 and its p-value equal to 0.00 as follows indicated that it must be less than 0.05. Next is reliability result. The main reason for testing reliability is to measure the scale internal consistency. The most frequent used method to check reliability is Cronbach alpha. Converge alpha ideally accepted scale more than 0.7 since in this research all the reliability value more than 0.7, which is above of the acceptable standard. Multiple linear regression analysis. There is no multi-collinearity problem as all terrain value more than 0.10. Meanwhile, for BIF, less than 10. For Darby-Watson is relative normal for the range 1.5 until 2.5. For the research, the Darby-Watson is 1.6, which is normal. So, for the conclusion, all the research objectives have been achieved based on the result of the findings. This research was focused on the factor influence the acceptance to use crowdfunding among public. Second, the researchers select the user model to determine the acceptance crowdfunding among public. Third, the findings obtained in this research enable readers to know more about the hurdles that might challenge for the crowdfunding initiative in Malaysia. And fourth, this study can be continued in depth research for those who are interested in this field in future. Recommendation for the future research. The future research can choose any company that has a crowdfunding initiative as another case study. Next, the future research can investigate how well investors can resist crowdfunding strategy from the perspective of the investor. Nowadays, crowdfunding is especially popular with new startups. This is very important and worthwhile because crowdfunding formation is still new. That's all. Thank you.